facilitated by the New York City nonprofit organization, and their vision is to bring about access to locally grown food and green spaces. Very noble mission, and they're making strides in terms of, as you see, bringing locally, and local is relative, food from the northeast to the northeast. So we're eating locally generally, and also giving access to people who don't normally have access to wholesome food. And so I start by applauding them. I'm also going to tell you this story about Thomas Thistlewood. He was a slave owner, British slave driver, actually, not a major owner of slaves in Jamaica back in between 1721 and 1786. And he had kept a diary of how he treated the enslaved people and what he was doing to them. So one of his many sins was that he repeatedly sexually assaulted women, enslaved women, and he notes that they resisted him, and one to the point that she ran away. And this enslaved woman ran away for days, and I think maybe weeks, and he had to send someone to try to get her back. And the only reason she came back is she could not find food or sustenance away from the plantation, because the plantation plantocracy was set up in such a manner that an enslaved person could only live under the care of the plantation. So it's that false dependence that they created. So I tell you that whole story to bring you back to where we are here, is that food is our most basic need. And who controls the food is very important. So the thing I did when I was walking around in the farmers market is to try to look at who were the primary farmers or owners and who were the workers. And where did I see people of color and black people in the farmers market? Also, who the farmers are determines what kind of vegetables are grown. And food is a part of culture. So people are more likely to eat healthy if they have foods that they recognize. And also some of the properties in food, the diversity of plants is medicinal and things like that that we're missing out by not being more diverse and inclusive. So yeah, for me, it was an exercise in looking who are the owners and who are the workers. But it's not enough just to look at what is there. It's also to have a plan of how do I want to make this different in my own life. For me, one of my aspirations is to live somewhere where I can have my own garden, and that I'm responsible for a good portion of my food, so I can monitor it to know what is going into my body. And I'm in the stage where I'm trying to figure out how to do that. So for you, that could look different. You might already have a space or not. But yeah, it's the whole thing of who's controlling the food and what happens as a result of us not controlling our own food. Is it this one of the barriers to thriving? But generally, just on a social level, I love going to the farmer's market. And I bought a few things. We'll see pictures of those coming up. And this is a bigger market. Generally, in the other bars, there are several of these markets, different places in the city as well as in outer bars like Manhattan. This is Manhattan. We have some in Brooklyn. There's some other bars, Queens. But this is, I guess, is among the larger ones.
That's how good you are.
they try to make it affordable. It's still farmers market are relatively more expensive because they're run by smaller farmers and their costs are high. I also could not decipher if there were indigenous owners or workers because being indigenous is harder to figure out, but it's easy to spot black people generally because some black people are also ambiguous. Sometimes you're unsure of that as well.
No, my get a computer goes on.
So do you have a farmer's market in your area? Or do you have a general market? Because I love going to the market, like when I'm in the Caribbean where all the farmers bring their set markets that you go there. So in Jamaica we'll have Coronation Market and Ligani Market in Kingston, and I'm sure different markets in the different parishes. But I just love that kind of thing of seeing the food coming from the hands of the people who took time to plant it. And the produce here is obviously lovely.
Oh, he's mad at it too.
Sometimes I see little things there that are from my culture. I was looking for callaloo and I didn't see it. I did see what they Scotch bonnet pepper, but sometimes theirs here is not as hot. But I do like to try different vegetables. We'll see what I got closer to the end. A trick I love to do is if you come nearer to when it's ending, you're more likely to get deals because the farmers don't want to take the produce with them. So they, at that point, start reducing the prices. There could also be people who think some black people don't like to farm or are not interested in that. So that's a conversation we could also have about why we're underrepresented in places like this. Is it out of our choice, or is it because we're being excluded? I was going to buy a herb plant, but I thought, maybe get it from Trader Joe's or something. So I got some apple cider donuts. These are some yummy organic apples, crunchy, and these beautiful carrots. I took the veggies on top. This is some mustard greens. If you see my videos when I was in with the nuns, these are purple potatoes, trying to get the fall colors. And there I made a stovetop roast. And put in the greens in there. Yep. Like, subscribe, dislike, comment. Thank you.